So what is all this?
This is my costume, my cosplay as we call it. It's made off a character that someone made and I just kind of recreated the actual thing.
So,
Cosplay is when we find a character that we really like, or we just like their outfit, or we'll get together and kind of talk about a group we want to do from a certain series or something, and we'll all pick a character and we'll get together and make the outfits from them and just wear them, walk around, have fun.
So, why do you feel the need to dress up?
A few years ago, we just kind of talked about it and looked at those silly people dressing up, and so we decided to try it ourselves. And so we made our first outfits, and we went to our first convention, and it seemed like a lot of fun. And so we met a lot of people that way, both online and then meeting them in person, and we just kind of got addicted, I suppose. And for some other people, it's kind of turned to a type of art, I guess. Like, we use it in our artwork, doing portraits of people or sculptures, things like that.
Is cosplay just for fun, or do you do it for other reasons?
For some people it's just for fun, and just meeting new people, and just something to do, a hobby, kind of. For others, it can be, some people make businesses out of it. Like, they'll hire some people to help them sew, and they actually do make a lot of money from it if they do good work. And then for others, it can just be a kind of form of art, like developing your own designs and carrying them out.
What are other people like who cosplay? Is there any kind of community?
I've noticed a lot of people are also artists or some type of art students like us. And there is a sense of community, especially if you find people who are the same character or series as you. It's an automatic, like, hey, we have something in similar, come talk to me, or something like that.
Do you feel more at home at a convention or with other people in costume?
I think as a group of friends we do. Like, we'll all get a hotel room together, and we all do get along, unlike some other stories I've heard. But also, I think it's a place where you express yourself more. Like, if you're in costume, you're kind of someone different for a while, and just walking around and everyone thinks the same way. It's a lot more open and welcoming environment, I think, in a convention.
Why do you think it's more welcoming?
Just everyone seems to be really friendly and nice, and anyone will come up to you and just start talking, especially like if they like your costume or something similar. Like, you have something to talk about already.
Did you have many friends in grade school?
Mostly in high school, but middle school mostly was a kind of popularity contest. So not really, mostly just the people in like art class who would get together and we would draw after school and things like that. But after making costumes and stuff, that's really kind of helped develop more friendships and meet a lot more people with similar interests as you.
It seems that you do a lot of the talking online and you only see them at the conventions. Is that true?
Yeah, that happens a lot also. Like, you'll talk to a whole bunch of people and you'll see them twice a year at conventions. So that's also kind of a big aspect of going to see your friends.
So how long does a costume normally take you?
It depends on how involved the costume is. Like, something like this takes months of work, a whole lot in the detailing. It depends also, like, on sewing machine, what you have to do. Some costumes require huge props where you have to do fiberglass. Maybe some people do vacuum forming, hand beating, hand sewing. But generally, probably the average is about 2 months.
Why do you prefer to make a costume rather than buy one?
I think you get a lot more accomplishment out of it. A lot of people will commission and they'll find out that they're unhappy with the costume. Like, some people like costumes made to their specific kind of whatever they prefer, like material, sizing. I have a lot more control over what it looks like this way, and also the end product. You're a lot more happier with it, and if someone comes up to you complimenting you, you feel a lot more good about it, I guess.
I've heard that tasks such as sewing or beading can be meditative just because they're so repetitive. Does this help at all?
Yeah, I think it helps, like, just to relax in general. You can just sit in front of the TV or listen to music while working on your armor or hand beating or sewing an outfit for hours. It's just something nice to do on your own.
Do you see what you do as a kind of escape from the real world?
I think everyone who cosplays does in a way. Because, like I said, you can be another person or character for a while. Like, you could be a character that's completely the opposite of yourself, and it gives you, I guess, an excuse to kind of act that way. And people will expect you to act that way, I suppose. And you tend to be a lot more outgoing when you're in costume, too. And for a lot of people, that's not what they're like in real life. So it's just a way to express yourself more.
So, when you're fully dressed and walking around in costume at a con, what do you do?
For some people it's different. Some people do like to compete in costume. I haven't done that a whole lot. It's just fun to walk around, meet other people. You'll go up and pose with them. A lot of photographers ask you for your picture. You'll just pose for them, maybe do a few. And sometimes you end up in anime magazines, newspapers. Local newspapers will have articles on conventions. There was a Japanese newspaper who came to the last convention wanting pictures of cosplayers to show in Japan. Some people do get together in groups and they'll do skits, perform on stage, and that's more with the competition aspect. But I find it fun just to walk around, talk to other people, and just do poses for photographers. And that's cosplay.